Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sam.
And I'm Melissa.
Today, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving.
What it was like for the FLDS for Thanksgiving. Now, you did celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Which was one of the very few. And if you've seen our other videos, you know, there's most holidays they did not celebrate. But Thanksgiving was one of the few that they did.
Yeah. I don't know why. I loved it though. As a kid, that was fantastic. It was a blast. It was one of those days in the year that we really look forward to every year, and it was celebrated almost in the same way that everyone else celebrates it. Add on another 40 kids, and you'll have it. Well, actually, even more than that, because for Thanksgiving, we would invite a lot of our extended family as well.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say,
Yeah.
So how are we talking? Because, I mean, again, Sam has 4 mothers, 35 biological siblings. So if you just got, like, all the people who didn't live in the house anymore, because how many kids would live in the house at one time?
Well, about 20.
Because, I mean, the older ones would grow up, get married.
Something, yeah.
So even if you just brought back those 36, well, with you, 36 kids, and whoever's married, spouses, and their children, and all the children, I mean, you're looking at, like,
it was big.
Probably, like, 50, 75 people right there. Yeah. And so how many extended families, like, what kind of extended families got invited?
Well, a lot of... not every family. For example, some of my sisters that got married were a part of a family that had multiple wives as well, and their whole family that was a whole other story. Yeah, it was another 40-something that they were a part of, so they would do their own. But the ones where they were a little bit smaller, or typically the husbands would bring their families back.
Okay, so the sons would bring their wives back, but if your sisters were married off, then a lot of times they would go over there.
Exactly. Okay. And it just depends. I mean, sometimes it was split up as well. This, one year this part of the family would be here, and another year,
Which I feel like it's pretty typical, right? Like switching back and forth. But how many people on average would be at Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, man.
Number.
No joke, over 100. Yeah. we had a very big house.
I was just going to ask him, like, would it just be at the house?
Yes. Yeah, so it was very big house. We had 2 kitchens in the house that were fully,
You have to understand, when he says kitchens, like, their kitchens out there are, like, commercial grade kitchen. Like, when we're not talking, like, normal house kitchens. When he's talking kitchens, it's, like, monster kitchens, and they'll have multiple monster kitchens.
Yes.
So...
Yep. So there were 2
restaurants.
Very large kitchens, and... we actually would raise our own turkeys, so we would raise our own turkeys, and we would slaughter the turkey and cook the turkey and everything for Thanksgiving. So we had several turkeys for Thanksgiving, and then I remember as a kid, the most exciting thing in the world is they would have a lot of our family and then other families, extended family that would come in would bring pies, and they'd all make their specialty pie. And there was a counter that was just, I mean, we're talking, I don't know, 100 pies, just different kinds of pies just lined up. And yeah, so it was, and then we would have, I mean, tubs of ice cream, vanilla ice cream. They came in the big tubs. So and that was just dessert. We had, you name it, our Thanksgiving dinner was as big as anyone else's as far as the variety goes and how much food. It was just, it was a very fun time, and we got to spend a lot of time with cousins and extended family, and that wasn't something we got to do often, so it was a lot of fun for us.
How long did it take, like, the mothers to prepare that kind of meal? Was it like a whole week? I feel like that'd take a whole week. Like,
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that.
You're just excited for the food?
I just showed up to eat. No, awesome. I do remember, though, that they were involved in getting everything prepared for at least a week before the day.
Yeah, well, I guess when you have that many helpers, though, too.
That's
like,
true.
Right? Like, if you have that many kids and that many...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically out there, the men didn't do a lot of the cooking. It was mostly women. I mean, I know that's probably normal elsewhere, too, but it seems like out there were very few men that knew how to cook. So the women
very like traditional.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, very old school.
So they would spend a lot of time, and us kids would just be out playing and running around, and
that's so fun.
Stories too, just because when you get that many people together and that many, cousins and brothers and sisters running around, oh man, there were some interesting stories as well.
So. What's your favorite memory? Like, what's your favorite Thanksgiving memory, or one of them?
Oh man, one of my favorite Thanksgiving memories. I don't know that I have a favorite. I have a lot of memories. I remember sitting down. We would have several tables. I mean, we would not only have the regular tables that would sit a large family, but we also brought in a lot of folding tables, and just every room in that house was
a
table in there, and so we were kind of separated in different age groups.
Oh, okay.
So I remember sitting together with me and all of my cousins and brothers that were around my same age, and sisters, and every table had everything was set up on the table. It had your plate, your knife, your fork, and then a couple little bits of food there, and then the rest would be spread out on the table and you would dish it up. But they would always put these little cups by every place that was full of I don't know what they're called, but they're the hard marshmallows.
They're like the pillow mints.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah. Because we've tried to keep that tradition in our family of having the pillow mints.
Yep. So we'd have a cup of those by each play set, and then a cup of, almost, when I look back now, basically a trail mix. So nuts and raisins and a few things mixed together. So I remember sitting down every time to that, and I just loved, today, even to this day, I love picking at those little marshmallows. And anyway, great memory. A lot of mischief we got in running around outside as well. It was always dark, by dinner time, and after dinner, a lot of us would go out and run around. I remember just playing tag and running all over the place just for hours and hours. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, there you go. So there's one similarity between the rest of the world and the FLDS families is that everybody loves Thanksgiving, and so do we.
Loved, because several years before I moved out, that wasn't allowed either. Once Warren Jeffs came into power, that was also taken away.
Who takes away Thanksgiving, guys?
Thanksgiving and everything else that was celebrated was taken away after he took over. So, yep.
That's why he had to leave.
As a young kid, it was a lot of fun. So it was a big celebration.
Some good memories, and know that if you ever follow anyone and they try to get rid of Thanksgiving, it's a sure sign to just run away as fast as you can. But we hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving, and if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about Thanksgiving or any other questions about what it was like for Sam growing up in polygamy, please comment below and let us know.
We love questions. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.